Moving on, Liverpool got a very nervy win. I mean, they survived in the end. I thought Wolves played really well in that game. Probably deserved something out of it.
Chance at the end.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But Liverpool survived it. 7 points clear now. But are we starting to see a few little cracks in Liverpool, or are they just doing what champions do, finding a way?
Well, I wanted to ask you a question on this because it's Arsenal who are the... How much does it... we're talking about Man United, they're not doing something, and I'm sure Chelsea feel the same, but we've had this chat about Arsenal, and if you'd got Ollie Watkins or you'd got a striker, I would be saying after that weekend, Arsenal are really in a position where, look, it's a big week. Liverpool have got to go Villa and Man City. My problem with Arsenal is for 80 minutes against Leicester, that's the problem. They can't find a way through. And there were brilliant goals in the end, but if they had that striker, I think the momentum of that, Liverpool do look a little bit shaky at the moment, but they need that pressure, and I just don't know. I mean, it's a brilliant win for Arsenal at the weekend, but I do think Arsenal are that close, but it's just, will they fall a little bit short because of the injuries they've got up front?
Listen, Mark, I'm still fuming about the January transfer window. You said you bought in Dorgu. We bought in nobody. Absolutely nobody, right? And everybody was like inked. I've never seen a transfer window when fans are just afterwards in absolute disbelief and thinking, have they really just done that?
Especially in a title
again,
race.
Yeah, and you look at the owners, right? Because I don't know whether to blame Arteta or not. Because
he said he was disappointed, didn't he? Afterwards,
yeah, throughout the transfer window, he kept saying, when they asked him about transfers, he kept saying things like, yeah, of course we've got to buy a forward. Yeah, we need a striker. Yeah, we need. I've never seen him as being as open as he was with that. And then we end up getting no one. We don't have a sporting director since Edu's left. We buy nobody, right? And then ironically after that, Havertz gets injured, Martinelli gets injured, right? Havertz out for the season, Martinelli's out until March, right? We got no strikers at all, right? We got nothing in reserve, right? And when you think that Saka was already injured from December, we know it's a long-term injury, might not even be back this season, despite some of the little PR that they've been putting out, because, he had surgery, the same injury that Havertz has got. We know Jesus ACL out for the season. I thought it was absolutely criminal what they did. But they got out of jail on Saturday because Mika Marino came in and his finishes were accomplished. You know what I mean? Sterling was stinking out the place. Trossard didn't look comfortable playing down the middle. Once you move Trossard to the left, it looked better. And two great finishes by Marino. And I got to say as well, I was at the game, Ethan Nwaneri, this kid is going to be a star. I mean...
Where are you going to play him, though? Because I look at him and I go, you're not really missing... You do miss Saka, but they are quite same position at the moment. You got to get both of them in your team. I'm presuming you put one on the left.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen when he comes back, but it's a great problem. I think Ethan Nwaneri has just saved Arsenal about 50, 60 million pounds, because that's been always one of the problems. What happens if Saka's injured? We got no cover on that right-hand side. That's why Sterling was brought in. But the answer is Nwaneri. I mean, he wouldn't just be a cover. He would push him all the way. He can also play in the same position as Odegaard, and he's an exceptional talent. And he was the one bright spark in that team. And for Leicester, they defended really, really well. And we found it really difficult to break them down. But it was him with a big cross in the end and great finishes by Marino. And he looked like he actually played like a striker. But that's still papering over the cracks. Can he do that week in, week out? And I just feel that we've made it a bit easy for Liverpool. Although winning that game did put a bit of pressure on Liverpool, and you could see it. And I think even Van Dijk was admitting it afterwards that, they're under a bit of pressure. They haven't been playing that fluently. Remember, they lost last week to Plymouth. They had the last-minute goal against Everton. And for us, all they can do is apply pressure. I still think Liverpool are going to win it because they got the points in the bank, and they do ultimately have that firepower. The only way I can see them not winning it, they'd have to have some sort of adversity. Salah or Van Dijk would have to be out for a couple of weeks or something like that.
I think the next two games, Villa and Man City, because you've got West Ham at home.
Yeah,
you need him to take 1 from 6, and then you win yours, and then you've got a game in hand, and I think you'd be 4 or 5 behind them then. So I think,
they even need to lose. We've got to be perfect. We've got to go away to Forest in the next couple of games. So that's going to be difficult. But we need to be perfect, and we need them to drop at least one of those games. Either lose against Villa or City, or maybe even draw against both of them for us to kind of be back in with a shout. Within striking distance. But at least we're still hovering around after that result. I'll tell you the result that surprised me, the Newcastle going to Man City.
Did you watch it?
I thought that this could be, where City get...
You had a Newcastle win, actually.